Do 90% of hackers swear by counter-surveille? Let's dive in and find out. In the labyrinthine world of cyberspace, every click leaves a trace. But with counter-surveille, you become the unseen. Our podcast takes you deep into the heart of hacking, where firewalls crumble and secrets unravel. From white hat heroes to shadowy code warriors, we cover the spectrum. Join us on Iron Geek, your portal to mastering the art of stealth and strategy. Discover the tools, the tricks, and the tales that define the modern hacker. Tune in and transform from a curious novice into a digital legend. This is Counter-Surveille. Unmask the unknown.
Tune into the sound waves, secrets of the dark maze, dark codes in the nighttime, information no aligned. We're free in the spotlight, chatting through the late night. Smart contracts are lying, auditing, verifying. Counter-surveille in my ear, security we engineer. Learn the truth, don't disappear. Counter-surveille, we're right here. Crypto dreams and data streams. Listen close, it's closer than it seems. Fix the flaws, see through the smog. Counter-surveille will join the blog.
What's up, everybody? This is the Counter-Surveille podcast. Ignore my terrible spelling on the title there. I'm your co-host, Sl3dge. With us tonight, we have Alt-key and CrowdStrong. Havoc is out doing some work out in New York, I believe, and he will not be joining us tonight. So,
Which means we get to talk shit about him behind his back.
yep, so we're just winging it.
We'll get hit by Anonymous again.
Anonymous, quote
That
unquote.
one time.
I was hoping for that. That'd be hilarious again. That would never get old. But the main topic for tonight is how you interact with companies when you first start, especially when you have more experience than most people in the office. So, like, let's say you're the new guy coming in, you need to learn. Most people will say 30 to 90 days to sit there and wait and learn before you start making suggestions and changes, versus situations where, hey, the guy you're replacing is leaving in 30 days. You got to implement shit fast. So that's kind of the discussion, because I've had a situation in the past where I was hired to replace their entire pen test team from using contractors to an in-house pen test team. And I laid everything out within the first week, how to do it, this, that, and the other. And then they come back to me like their excuse was, oh, no, we can't afford you. You're fired. So I'm sitting here thinking, was I moving too fast? Did I come in too hot? What's your opinions?
So if you're the only one that's doing the thing, like if you're taking over a group, it's a whole situation altogether, where as opposed to, like, in my career, I've just been part of groups that exist. So I've had the opportunity to take and kind of sit and wait that 30 to 90 days before I really start making any kind of movements or changes or recommendations. Now, I have I'm old school. I love my text documents. I think, God, what is that Microsoft product that's such garbage?
Teams?
That one,
OneNote?
all of them. The answer's all of them, but there's one of them in the OneNote, I think it is, that other people love. Hate OneNote. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. The only time I ever liked it is when I used my I have a tablet, 2-in-1, and I can scribble on it. That works great. But other than that,
I tangent. Trillium all day. Anyways.
Anyway, I'm a Notepad++ kind of guy. So I have notes miles and miles and miles long from the first 90 days. Like, especially here, I just pulled it up the other day for my boss. Kind of going over some of the stuff that we were talking about, just because it was relevant to what I'm doing in my organization right now. A mile and a half long of just notes and people and observations and things and everything that I could see or understand, or little pieces to get me different places, or who does and all of that. But it took me about that 90 days to get to that point. And then I started making changes and recommendations and conversations and things like that. And I've been in that role for a year and 9 months now.
That's actually a good point that I brought up on a team meeting today. It's like there's all these cogs in the wheel, but who do I talk to where the rubber actually meets the road and you can get something done?
Mm.
In these huge corporations and organizations, it's like, man, we're dealing with hundreds of teams. Who do you talk to?
Yeah, especially in a big organization. There's a lot to be said for having the opportunity to kind of watch and see what other people do. Where if you come in and the buck stops with you, man, I do not envy you at all, because like that sucks, especially if they didn't leave any good documentation and you just have to like wing that shit.
What documentation?
Yeah, you're just gonna wing that shit. Nah, man, I hate this. You guys are gonna have to give me more than like 30 days. Good luck, boys. That's really what this is. That's really what this is. But no, we make it work. You make it work with what you got, right?
So far, I'm making progress, and I would say if anybody ever comes into this situation, just talk to everyone, get everyone's perspectives. Like if you're not in a meeting, reach out to random people in your freaking list of contacts and just talk to them.
Even if they're not in your list of contacts. Sometimes
just
be like,
find
hey,
anybody.
I'm new here from this department doing this kind of thing. I'm just, kind of poking around the organization, seeing what people do and all of this and all that. Friends,
It's like, I'm from the security department. I'm new, trying to figure out how everything works. What is your perspective on how do you interact with the security team kind of thing? And try to get a baseline of what everybody's doing. And then from there, you can implement like new procedures and stuff, because everyone is equally confused is what you end up finding.
we have a security team.
Yeah, they're like, what?
Isn't the testing environment called prod?
Oh, you mean not like a cattle prod, but like actual prod? Ooh, uh-oh.
Oh, same thing.
I mean, it feels like a cattle prod when they fuck it up, but whatever. It's fine. Dev don't mean shit.
But I think Alt-key, prove me or tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe you mentioned something about this happening to you, coming in too hot and getting fired, because I did as well.
Especially, well, fired's not technically the correct term. It was laid off with prejudice, technically.
Is that what we're calling it today?
Well, I mean, I am on record laid off.
Okay, all right.
It's laid off with prejudice.
Same for me.
They laid off the only girl and the only black guy on the team, so you know what happened.
Good.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Anyways, so I came in fresh out of college, but I had a lot of experience before going into college, especially compared to college students, because guess what? I'm fucking poor, which means I didn't get to go to college till later in life because, well, I'm poor. So no, I didn't get to do the high school to college pipeline. Life didn't work that way. I worked fast food for quite some time.
My microphone here.
So I had to, work my way through college, work my way through all of it. And I had been working like odd tech jobs up to that point. So fresh out of college with 5 years of experience plus a 3-year-long internship.
Mm-hmm.
So decent experience, right? I get hired on as a new employee. Entry level at a company that prides itself not necessarily on their tech, but on their marketing. And I'm sure everyone in the chat who worked there knows exactly what I'm talking about now. Mm-hmm. And I get told to calm my shit down multiple times. I get told that I am intimidating towards my male colleagues. I get told that the managers don't appreciate being made a fool when, dude, it's 5 minutes of Google. And it wasn't like I was calling them out. I was literally just like DMing them in Teams like, hey, man, I'm not sure this is an entirely accurate statement. I think I may be missing something. I thought it worked like blank. I was doing the whole corpo nonsense trying to cover
it's like,
it up.
I was told this, but why am I also now being responded with X?
Right. And it's like, y'all hired me for this. Why are you mad at me for doing the thing you hired me for? I'm autistic and stupid and don't understand. Like, I had several of my colleagues straight up just like start stealing shit from my desk. It involved into office bullying. I got told, hey, you're making us all look bad. We all had Easy Street. The hell are you doing? The talking to. Yes, it was a very toxic office. Don't get me wrong. I lost nothing by leaving, and they lost nothing by losing me, I promise. Except for, maybe a little bit of office diversity and some lower blood pressure. But at the end of the day, every office I've worked in's kind of been like that. Like, my next job was a startup, so I was employee number 3. So I didn't really go in with like preconceived notions of, hey,
startups are sketch to start with, but
oh god, yeah. I have stories on that one, but
oh yeah.
I had plenty of issues going in with, say, less on paper experience, or I didn't go to Harvard, and then encountering pushback on, say, someone trying to tell me port 8080 was the default on HTTP, shit like that, like obvious stuff. And no matter how nicely you correct them, they take it personal because, well, I mean, I guess they want to keep their jobs and they're not willing to learn.
They don't want to be proven wrong by somebody new when they've been there forever.
Exactly. It looks really bad on them. They're trying to feed their family. Like, I can't blame them for playing the game. It's a competition. Like, work, I hate to say, it's become less collaborative and more competitive, I've noticed. Yep. Particularly in IT, particularly in cyber, where you're expected to know everything at all times and you're not allowed to get anything even slightly off. So people really hate it when you bring that shit up. Yeah, and it's a culture problem. No,
I don't have this problem.
Well, that's because you don't work for a toxic ass workplace.
That's fair.
I'd argue most workplaces are. If you get lucky and you find one that's not, stay. Just stay.
I'm extremely fortunate that I do not have to know all the things all the time.
But it's something that I can say I've experienced multiple times. Particularly, I've heard the as a woman, you know a lot. I got that in a few meetings, or you're very smart for a girl.
Yep. The woman in tech thing is a real thing to fight. You are not the first person who has brought this up to me in the last year or so. I think I've actually talked about.
Greetings, Counter-Surveille podcast. We are anonymous. Sl3dge, we warned you. You had a choice to show respect or face consequences, and yet here you are, belittling us, claiming we are nothing but relics of the past. Script
I knew it
kiddies,
was coming.
Outdated, irrelevant. Allow us to educate you. Your systems were not secure, your network exposed, your podcast compromised. This transmission is proof that no one is untouchable, not even a so-called hacker and red teamer like yourself. Your arrogance has led to this moment. We have infiltrated your digital fortress, accessed your files, and now we deliver this message not just to you, but to your entire audience. This is a reminder. Respect the shadows, or be consumed by them. The internet does not forget. The hive does not forgive. We are everywhere and nowhere. You are but a guest in our domain, and you have overstayed your welcome. We do not forgive, we do not forget. Expect us, lamer.
Okay. So, Sl3dge, you should have the ability to take his admin rights.
No, I saw him pop in.
No, man, this is a bit that you come up every so often because it's pretty funny because nobody ever expects it.
So yeah,
I saw him pop in. I could have prevented it.
Women in tech is a thing that I've had brought to my attention a little more closely in the last couple of years. So that's a thing.
And I'll just wrap it up with this. If you happen to be from, say, a less experienced background, or you're a minority in tech, people are even faster to get angry at you for doing your job. Like, it just compounds the effect. But I don't care if you're a cis white rich dude, you're still going to run into it if you go in there and work for a toxic ass workplace.
That's why I grew the beard, because I look like I'm 12 without it, and people don't like me running circles around around them if I look like I'm 12. I look old enough now to where people just shut the fuck up about it. But man, it's terrible.
I grew my beard out once, but all the guys were offended it was thicker than theirs.
I've got a relevant story here because there was one time where I was working with this company where they had the pen testers take a look at their QRadar setup.
Ew.
So I pop in there and I look at it, and all I see is raw logs. They don't have rules or alerting or anything. They look at it once a month, pull down the logs, and they're only looking at web apps. And I'm sitting here like, guys, you're wasting so much money on this tool. And I was worried because I made that as a statement of, I know what I'm talking about. I was literally writing the documentation for QRadar. Like, I know what I'm looking at. And I was just worried about that because that was on a Friday and people had time to mull it over. And I started thinking, man, did I come off too hard? And then I talked to the architects the next day, and they were like, oh, man, it's good to have somebody come in that knows what they're talking about. We can actually make some change. I'm like, okay, we're all in agreement. So it was well worth the risk. I think crowd died.
I'd say sometimes it can very much be your
I'm
voice.
sorry.
You just have to read the room.
Every bit of that.
Yeah, reading the room is hard when you're brand new. It's like, I don't know how the culture is in this company, but what I always say is if there's a red flag, I would rather bring it to somebody's attention, have a discussion, and be wrong versus lie by omission by not saying anything and then something bad happens.
Right. And especially if they can prove you didn't say anything and that you really did know what you were talking about, like, honestly, that can be a lot riskier.
Mm-hmm.
Like Justin just said, hi, Justin. Hi. Thank you for watching. There's a reason games give characters with corporate backgrounds high charisma. And yeah, that's 100% it. You don't actually usually have to know how to do your job. You just have to know how to beat everyone else at the game.
Yep.
No, you just have to have your special knee pads on for that day.
Not the special knee pads.
Well, the daily ones.
That joke's fucked.
Oh, they're for praying, right?
Something like
yes. We'll call it that. Sacrifice. I don't know.
As Justin just put it, there is love of wisdom and love of victory.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd have to argue love of ass licking and ass kissing and all kinds of ass sniffing.
Mm-hmm.
We call
you
it
need at least one of the three in order to make it at some places.
Brown nosing, ego circle jerking, whatever it has to be.
So here's to everyone finding a good job.
What are we toasting that? Is that what's happening?
Yep. So here's to everyone finding a job where brown nosing is not required and you don't have to worry about the poop stain messing up your makeup.
I actually think it's good for the two of you finding good jobs or jobs because you know the both of you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
I hope we don't have the same job. That'd be kind of awkward.
I'd be like, wait, who am I talking to? You're
like
the dumbass that I've been talking to.
Have you ever had a flask? Okay, all right. Hot take. Have you ever had a flask that is very clearly has something in it, and you go to drink it because you know what kind of person you are, because the desk flask is important, but you haven't needed the desk flask in so long you forgot what's in it. So you take a swig, and you're not quite sure what you just drank. Not sure how to feel about that.
I can guess.
How to feel about that.
Are you?
I wonder how many dead flies are in that.
Are you a fucking protagonist for, like, I don't know, some dungeon crawler where you're just eating floor chicken and drinking random shit out of chests?
Fuck you, wall chicken. Thank you.
Okay, Link.
Belmont's? What the fuck? No. Link was Pots, all right? He got his shit from Pots. The Belmonts got their shit from walls. Wall chicken. The concept of wall chicken. If you Google wall chicken, you will find Castlevania references.
Oh shit, that was before my time, man.
Castlevania's still ongoing. What the fuck? What are you doing?
I didn't play the one that had the wall chicken.
They all have wall chicken.
Wait, they do?
Yes, yes, they do. Well, the pachinko one doesn't, but that doesn't count. But the ones that are like Metroidvanias, yeah,
Okay, that's
the
my
whole
issue.
series that like half of the genre was named after Metroidvania. Yeah, they'll have wild chicken. Go play Castlevania. Don't care which one; they're all good. Anyway, I don't know what fuck's in this, and I'm kind of afraid of it.
I think you're getting like a +3 to strength, but also a slow bit of taint just crawling in from the other world.
So hang on.
And you wash it down more beer. It'll be fine.
Take a swig. If anything happens,
I did.
Well,
he literally just did.
Did we not discuss this?
I mean, he chased it, but
what do you think it is?
I have no idea what the fuck this is. It's bad. It's really not good.
Like whiskey, gin.
It tastes like sweet whiskey of some sort. If I had to guess, my first inclination would probably be honey Jack Daniels, and it's not great. It's just not. I don't even know what it tastes
like metal flask.
Yeah, it probably tastes like tin at this point.
Normally, I'd have something like Woodford or something that doesn't suck, but fuck, dude, I don't know. That's just gonna get dumped out later, and something else is going to.
Make sure there's no metal shards in that flask. You know, like the glittering in an oil.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's how you know that you need to go to the hospital.
It's all no. You only find out it's after the internal bleeding, man. That's how you know you need to go to the hospital. But
is that why I'm shitting blood?
I did not taste any metallic pieces in this. I'm sure it's honestly probably fine. It's just
it's probably slightly metallic in the first place. You can't trust that.
It's fine. I'll clean it out and figure it out later. But right now is not the time. It's just the sentiment was given, and I guess not proper.
Now might actually be the time. Y'all, if he dies, we did not make him do that.
I'm encouraging it.
I have a banana stand.
Like we encouraged his bad behavior, but like we didn't force him to. So in a court of law, we're fine.
I have a banana stand.
Good counter argument in court for sure.
I bought some bananas, and
he didn't have to listen to us. Black hat, black stool, same diff. Yep, Justin's got the right idea here. He understands.
Now it's a liquor stand.
Hey,
okay, now I'm interested.
Hey, I did it twice. Look at that. Damn. All right. The great thing about additive manufacturing is you can have anything you want. The amount of a couple of hours and a little bit of plastic. Wild shit.
Lucky bastard. We got to start working on my hammer too, by the way.
Oh god damn it! I gotta get that. Yeah,
that might take a few iterations.
Yeah, I'll get back to you on that. In fact, I might start that tonight.
You know what? I would have you print like 2 or 3, and I'll send you the money for the resources. And if you ever want to come over, bring them with you, so I can work on drilling out the hole and putting the paracord and stuff on it like I usually do. But I'd like to have it more than one in case it breaks.
Well, before I print the stuff with the really expensive filament, I will print with cheap ones. So you'll get, I don't know, a couple black ones just for continuity's sake, and then we'll get into that. That's fine. I was also going through some stuff. You see, my library is alive now. Nice.
If you had your light turned on.
Oh, hold on.
There we go.
You can see my library now. Whole bunch of it. What you can't see under here is just boxes, just fucking everywhere. It's terrible. So once I get to that point, now that I've got my library, I found some filament, some more filament that I didn't know that I had in one of the boxes when I was going through stuff. So yeah, libraries, good stuff. Also, shout out to Tequila Mockingbird right here. We love us some literary themed alcoholic beverages.
That's right.
Also, a couple other random things that I found podcasting for dummies and some web dev.
Maybe we should read that one.
Actually, that's actually for another friend of mine. Those two specifically, but I found some blue team stuff. I'm gonna roll up to. I can't remember where the hell I put them now. Some stuff about hash cracking and infosec playbooks and all kinds of other shit. So, time to start reading again now that I have my library back.
That's actually an interesting point of discussion if we want to transition to something else.
Okay, throw it at me. What?
Books versus AI these days. It's easier to ask AI a question these days than read a book because the book's probably outdated by the time you even have the question.
And the AI is probably wrong.
Sure. Yeah. The thing is if you use the AI to supplement your capacity, cool. If you're completely dependent on the AI and don't understand what it's doing or how it's doing it, you're fucking useless anyway.
Correct. But I'm just saying, like, some esoteric problem you've never heard of. Google, you can't find it on Google. Sometimes you go to like Pentest GPT or Perplexity,
sure,
or one of those, or Claude or whatever.
But a lot of the stuff
it'll find it for you.
Basic knowledge, right? Like I'd say a hard 70-80% of this is basic knowledge. Just stuff to scratch the surface to understand what's going on to kind of fill in those gaps. Where I have absolutely used ChatGPT to build custom programs now, as opposed to, back in the day when I was, let's see if I still got it. Back in the day when I was living at the hospital, I used to do scripts, VB and PowerShell, and I've got a whole bunch of them just for building and imaging and everything else. And so, like, this is the kind of thing, like, there's, what is this, 128 gigs? Probably full of just scripts that I built, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I did this all by hand just for some books that I learned on, fucking that and living under 9 floors of hospital. That, you do that for 9 months and you just learn all kinds of shit. But, like, now I've built more complex stuff than I ever did then using ChatGPT and a couple of other platforms. And they have their place, but even then, you have to understand what you're looking at because it doesn't always work with the specific, like, you have to have specific puzzle pieces to get it to where you want it to go.
Right. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying AI takes your job. I'm saying sometimes it helps answer some questions.
Oh, sure.
If, like, say you read the book and you can't remember a certain thing and Google's not answering the question for you, AI is really good for that.
I have absolutely run into a couple of things in my career that I don't have a book on, which, as I said, wild, really, truly, but see the boxes. Wild, really, truly, but like, it will give context, sure, or in an investigation about some shit I have never seen before, things like that,
That right there gets sketchy.
I mean, yeah, but it's not like you never give it specific details. It's just, hey, I know about this new, we'll say Apache Camel vulnerability, sure, because that one just came out. This new Apache Camel vulnerability. What can you tell me about it? And then it kind of gives you some context on what it does, because I'd never fucking heard of Apache Camel. No idea. Had no idea that was a thing.
Oh, yeah. We were supposed to make camel toe shirts out of that.
Yeah, you probably have never heard of it either. Good luck. Apache Camel. Still don't know what it does. I do. I'm lying. But, I didn't before that. Before the vulnerability came out. But to get more context, perfectly acceptable response to look that up and see, like, hey, what does this do? Gemini's great about it. ChatGPT 4.0 is great about it. I mean, there are a couple other ones that I don't use, but they're there. What's Microsoft's Copilot, I think? There we go. Fuck Zoom AI.
Yeah, Copilot.
Yeah, fuck Zoom AI. That's how I feel about that.
I do have to shout out to Pentest GPT because it's really cool. Like, let's say you're going from one version of the tool to another, and all of a sudden the syntax doesn't work, and their man file or whatever, the man page isn't updated. You don't know the syntax. Type it in there, and it's got it from somewhere, from some forum that'll tell you the syntax. So I'm like, oh, sweet, that works. Cool.
And something like that's perfectly acceptable, right? But
It's like we're not telling to do our jobs for fuck's sakes.
You have to remember, most of that data is also going somewhere else. It's sitting somewhere else. So you don't want to give it like specific information on what.
No client data, no IPs, no nothing.
Don't post important shit out on the internet. That's Firestone. That's any of the GPTs. That's any.run. That's hybrid analysis. Don't fucking do it. God, how many times have I had to?
Holy shit! I forgot about hybrid analysis. That's the one I've been trying to think of for months now. Because when I was doing malware research, I was getting my samples from Virus Total and hybrid analysis.
Mm-hmm. Good old Malpedia.
Oh, and that's how I accidentally ransomwared IBM one time. That was fun.
Love that. Dude, love that. That's good.
That wasn't the malware expiration box. That was the production jump box server. Oops.
It's fine. It's prod. It's prod. It was always prod. It was always going to be prod.
Like cattle prod.
Bless me, 5 cent. Oh,
hey, sometimes making mistakes allocates budgets for things that need to happen.
I mean,
like brain cells.
It's been, hold on, let's see. It's been, how long has it been since I've been in the hospital? I don't, it's been 7 years. Statute of limitations.
For me, 3 days.
Statute of limitations over, right? What is the fucking statute of limit? Hold on.
I think it's 7 years. It could be 10 years depending on your contract.
Let me look. 2 years. 2 years. 2 years. That should be fine. All right, cool. So I can tell the story. Back when I was at the hospital, you know what? Fuck it. Allegedly, back when I was back at the hospital.
Bob was at the hospital.
Bob was the hospital. So
I knew a guy that was at a hospital.
I knew a guy that was at the hospital. There we go. So there were a whole bunch of issues that would not be resolved under any circumstances because the hospital just wouldn't pay for it because it was working. Now, the problem with that is it didn't fucking work. There are a few things, printers and devices and things like that. So there's a neat little gadget you can get your hands on, and Bob got his hands on one of these neat little gadgets. What it does is it looks like a little thumb drive, right? I won't use the name of it, mostly because I don't remember the name of it, but I'm not going to tell you the name of it for reasons. Because this little thumb drive.
Probably made a quack noise.
It does not. It does not make a quack noise. So I've got one of the rubber duckies. It's not that one. He's right here. I love him.
Oh, I bet it was one of those U drives.
No. I do have one of those. They're great. So what this one does is it looks like a thumb drive, but it has a whole bunch of capacitors in it. So you plug it into the USB port.
Oh,
the capacitors fires the charge back into the motherboard of whatever you've plugged it into, right? So Bob gets one of these devices, and mysterious
it's USB killer for anybody listening. That's a USB killer.
You fuck. You should have said that.
Dude.
Excuse me. I'm so sorry, but man, you weren't supposed to say that.
It wasn't you. It was Bob.
I know, but stop it. The point is, you weren't supposed to say the name.
God damn it, Alice.
Capacitors.
Anyway. So, mysteriously, all of these things that just straight up don't work started dying and mysteriously getting replaced. Because they just mysteriously started dying. Don't know why. It was weird.
No idea.
So weird. Anyway,
so strange.
Bob became a hero because
I thought I was just charging up my phone.
A whole bunch of the gadgets that didn't work suddenly just got replaced because warranties and such. Good. Glad we're here. It's all about being resourceful, right? Good on
That's a
Bob.
good story.
One of my
let's say we have comments from the people. Let's check out the viewer comments. before moving on.
Nodes. Never gone with a binary editor and bit flipped a bunch of spots in Dell switch firmware. So it'll pass CRC checks before breaking the switch. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, definitely never done anything like that before. No burrs.
Oh, man. Speaking of, I was talking to a friend of mine many years ago. There was a Bluetooth pregnancy test that I actually found one of still in its box because they don't sell them anymore. I found one of them in his box as I was going through my stuff. And I might bring that on next week. But we wanted to see if we could somehow in the box connect to the device and flip the bit so it would always show pregnant. And I believe the tagline my buddy gave me was at the flip of a bit, the man of your dreams can be yours forever. Which is really shitty. Don't do this. But, semantically, it's pretty funny. We listen and we don't judge.
Yes.
No. Don't do this. Don't.
I mean, I judge, but like silently.
I don't know. I feel like we might judge a little bit if we're flipping the bit to make the man of your dreams. Anyway, oh boy, that was funny. Oh man! All right, I'm done with stories. There was something else that I had to say about that little gadget, and I damn sure forgot what it was.
So, speaking of, you never used this tool, correct? I believe something similar to what you are using is called a USB killer. Mm-hmm. And when I was at IBM, my manager challenged me to set a server on fire using those.
Love that.
So I was trying to come up with a way of combining a bunch of those together, but it wasn't enough to actually cause a fire, but it did make a little bit of blue smoke come out of an Xbox. And that was when I realized, oh shit, my copy of Halo was still in the CD drive before I did it.
Oh fuck, the magic smoke left the building.
I remember the other story I have. So names are changed to protect the not innocent. Had this HP rep for that hospital, and his name was we'll call him Boz, because I've been listening to a lot of Boz Lerman lately. Call him Boz. Well, Boz was definitely a rep who knew nothing, and I mean nothing. I did not like Boz. Boz and I did not get along. Anyway, so he was an interesting character. So one day he's sitting at my desk, or he's sitting in we had a big area in the middle of where we did our operations. And I just happened to be in the inner circle of the area. And so I have a massive setup and a couple of machines set up on my desk. So I'm building stuff. So I had these little thin clients and And so I'm reimaging one, just testing to see if it works. And Boz shows up. I can't remember what for, probably to get in my hair, if I had to guess. And so Boz, I'm sitting and talking back and forth, just kind of shooting the shit because that's who I am as a person, trying not to be overtly about Boz being there. So I hand him, excuse me, Bob hands Boz one of these USBs, says, hey, you should stick this in that thin client and see what happens. He goes, sure. Jam the thing in the thin client, kill the thing. And that is when we discussed or taught Boz about his about the vulnerability of the power systems in HP devices, and he should probably say something about that. To my knowledge, that never happened. But
so that was a free pen test.
Yeah, Boz unintentionally did the thing. Not sure that ever got back to his boss, but
we surprise pen test.
Not a fan of Boz. Never was a fan of Boz. Anyway, so yeah, that's one of my favorite stories, just because he lost it. He had no idea what he was doing, and he just inherently trusted what Bob was saying. And you should never trust what Bob is saying, because he and Alice are rapscallions. There we go. So yeah, no, he got a little nervous that day. But no, they also didn't replace that. HP did not replace that thin client he killed. Rest in peace, thin client. It's all right, whatever. no big deal. But yeah, neat little gadget.
Oh, it's fun, man. I got a ton of them, like a box full of them.
As far as I know, when Bob left left that organization, he left it with another tech to continue the mission to help things along a little. So
my initial end goal though was to desolder those capacitors and put bigger ones in there because I wanted a fire, like an actual fire to start.
I mean, if we're doing that, just stick thermite on it, man. Come on.
No, I want a USB fire starter. How cool would that be?
I mean, have you ever wired something wrong? And I mean, like, really wrong? Because you can make those.
Have you ever wired it wrong?
Like, all I have to do is roll a nat 1 on your electrical tech, and you will have fire.
Oh, that's so good. Have you ever?
It just gets more complicated with USB because you're only working with a certain level of voltage. So you got to have a bunch of capacitors to store up that electricity or that voltage and then spit it back out. And I want enough of that spit back out power to go boom, not just slick and it's done.
I've got a book for this, but I have to. I'm gonna kill my video for a minute. Go find it. I'll be right back.
My library is bigger than yours, by the way. I just had to say that.
So, he is gone, and now we can talk shit.
All right, let's talk shit about CrowdStrong.
Hey, at least he ain't wearing Oakleys.
He ordered Perrier when we were at the restaurant in Vegas.
Like, nah, I love that guy. Okay, so messages from the audience. Jessica has said, I mean, anything's a smoke machine if you operate it wrong enough.
Correct.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
I think I have a sticker that says that.
And just about anything can be a smoke machine once.
Well, unless you put enough charge into it.
Right. It's always the refilling of the smoke machine that's rough.
The magic smoke only happens once, kids.
Usually,
you just got to refill the gas.
So, to bring to the party, RCAs, power transistors, with all kinds of, you can't see that, but lovely information and diagrams on power, and all of the above shit that I don't understand, but you never know what you might need.
I think I have that book.
1974.
Yep. Mine's from 88.
Basic Electronics by Grob, whoever Grob is. Yep. Which does have diagrams and such. We love.
I can't remember the name of the book, but my favorite one was like, if you can't find a specific electronic component, this book would tell you how to do the same thing with other components. And that was stupid useful. Yeah, when you only have like one Radio Shack in town and you don't have Amazon and you'll have access to XYZ, like you have 2 555 chips and you need a 747, it kind of tells you how to wire them together. Or if you need a specific transistor, you can get 2 others, combine them together to make it do the same thing. That was awesome.
Yep. I gotta learn all that. Well, I guess I kind of sort of gotta learn all that because I have these and I've started really studying for my ham radio license. I did that today. I really started that. So I want to get into that because I've got...
That makes you the second person today to talk to me about getting into ham radio licenses.
Well, I've looked at it for years and I've just been, I've been lazy. I just haven't done it. And they're sitting here talking about bands and frequencies. And I'm like, I am out of my depth already. Cool. We're in chapter 3. Good.
Well, if you don't get your ham license, that just makes you a spam.
Shut the fuck up. You quit that.
No, it makes you a CB operator.
Oh.
Trucker, 1 trucker. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. No. So I'm looking into that now. I've got those books here somewhere too. I found them as I was going through my math.
If anybody's listening, the best thing for ham radio that I've ever seen. I've had my license since I was like probably 16, but I've been getting more into it, and the best resource I've found is KE0OG on YouTube.
Yeah, flex harder.
And he has a channel called Ask Dave KE0OG. Look into that. He does something every week. It's awesome.
Yeah, I've got my I've started writing down vanity call signs. So now I have to do this because I have a couple that I'm really I'm torn between. So now I have to go get my ham license because, well, it's relevant to my third job, my nonprofit work, because I need to understand radios because half of that shit's about radios, and the other half is about being there for people, which is what I'm good at in technology. But like, I ain't got shit on radios, so we're gonna learn. That's what we're doing. We're gonna learn. It was not on my to-do list this year, but I guess we're doing it now because I fell into a rabbit hole and needed something to concentrate on today.
I also have to do the stuff with the thing because I'm gonna be honest with you. If I keep doing what I'm doing with radio, and I don't get a ham license, everyone will hear about it.
Well, if you need radio, I happen to have like 7 of these things. So like, I'll just send you one.
Do you have a particularly shitty Baofeng?
I've got a few particular shitty Baofengs.
Okay,
what I've got is shitty Baofengs. I also have a Yaesu that I was going to stick in my Jeep. Well, it was a truck at one time, and then the truck.
Yaesu over Baofeng all day.
No, I need Baofeng for one specific reason, and that is I'm using it as a jammer.
Oh,
you can't say that.
Yeah, no, you can't say that. Stop that.
It's against my own tech, and of course, the disclaimer says I might just be talking out my ass. Who knows?
We don't do that. That's illegal. Wait, that's illegal. Wait, no, stop. No, anyway. So yeah, I've got a Yaesu to stick in my now Jeep. I just have to figure out how to put it in. But I have a couple of other things I want to do to that Jeep too. So
have you tried opening the front door of the Jeep and then setting the radio on the seat?
It's not like that. It's like a bracket, a mounted, like it doesn't.
Oh, you got a real one.
I got like a real. It's like a.
When I did it in my truck, I mounted the bracket underneath the cup holder, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah, I've got a buddy of mine.
Kind of radio that doesn't fit up the TSA hole.
Yeah, no, not that kind of radio. It's a little bit.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a server route Mac radio or server mount.
Okay, understood. Radio.
I mean, I can just grab it if you want to see it. I don't mind.
Sounds heavy.
It's not bad. It's not that bad. It's just.
Right.
It's a square radio, but smushed into like a thick little pizza.
I want pizza.
Looks like a router.
Okay.
With a cool little mount on it that you screw to wherever you want to mount it, and then you can kind of adjust the angle, and then you've got the microphone coming out and everything, and then you got a wire that you run through the vehicle up to the top to an antenna, and it usually works pretty damn good.
I looked up the Ask David guy. Holy shit! Yeah, no, this dude just looks like a ham. Like his picture is quintessential ham. If there was,
he is a legit grandpa that's been doing this since he was a kid.
Like. His face is in the dictionary. I'm pretty sure that Merriam-Webster's giving him like some kind of royalty for using his picture as the ham radio definition.
Probably.
Like, holy shit. Dude, I wish that I could focus on one thing in my life to have that kind of dedication.
I had to go through some of his videos because I had some questions about grounding one of my antennas. Like an actual tower, which I don't have set up yet, but I was worried about like, I know I need a lightning arrestor. I know I need this and that, but where do I put it? How deep do I need my ground rod to be driven into the ground? Yada, yada. And he's the perfect resource for random little bits of information like that.
Question. Have you fallen off a roof yet?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, you're a real ham operator. Okay, making sure. I just, you said how long you've had your license, but people can just get the license and let it sit. I wanted to see if you were really
no, falling off the roof was from a different reason. I was trying to snowboard and then riding a bike, and I just was riding off the roof.
Sounds like me, actually. When I was younger, I thought hardcore parkour sounded fun. Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Yeah. That would be a very hard fit in the TSA hole.
That is very similar to what I have. Yep.
FT 2980. I had it recommended to me by a good hand buddy of mine years ago. And as I said, it was supposed to go in my truck. And then I had an ex-girlfriend completely fucking destroy that truck. So it never got put in. And then I bought another car, and there was nothing ever put into that. And now I am outfitting my Jeep, because I'm a Jeep boy. I'm outfitting my Jeep with all kinds of neat stuff. And I figure it will probably end up there eventually, since I found it now.
So highly recommend, if you're going to, I assume if you're going to have a technician's license, you're going to be running on 2 meter mostly. If you do that, get the magnetic antenna.
I've got one already.
Okay.
Yep.
The reason I say that is because when I worked in downtown Atlanta, we had parking garages. And my truck alone barely fit. And I didn't realize I still had my antenna on there. And every time I drove through, it knocked the antenna off. Yep. And it wasn't magnetic. It would have ripped the wire off completely.
Yeah, I've got a magnetic one. As I said, I had planned for this years ago. It's just that it didn't come to fruition because that truck got destroyed. Rest in peace, Richter. Speaking of Belmonts, rest in peace, Richter. I miss you, buddy. You were a real one. Anyway. So, yeah, I've got the gadgets. I just have to learn how to use them. And at this moment, oh, fucking no. So, we're going to do that this year. Make use of this nonsense.
It'd be cool because we live not so far away. I think we could both hit a similar repeater and actually talk.
That'd be pretty sick. We'll have to figure that out.
And then me just over here, lonely Nashville noises.
You could use Echo Link or something.
Yeah, well, I'll get with you when I have when I finally do get my license. When I'm on the FCC database.
Well, technically, hold on. Technically, if you're over here, I am an operator, or whatever you want to fucking or call it. You can operate underneath my workstation license too.
Sure.
If you want to try talking with people on the net or whatever.
That'd be sick.
Because we do our nets every Tuesday.
Now that's a thought. I might do that. As I said before the cast, Sl3dge and I were talking about me coming up there just for posterity's sake because I hadn't seen him in a while. He's got some friends that have been reaching out to me on the side, kind of letting me know that I need to come up and hang out too. You're, yeah. you have a friend of yours that's been pestering me to do that for a while. So,
oh boy,
you know who?
I can imagine.
When are you coming back to Nash?
Oh fuck, I don't know. That's a good question. I just got back from Nash, remember?
When are you coming back to Nash? It's been a whole few days.
It's been like a week. I miss you too, though. That was fun. It was a whole lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Even though they thought I was dead that one time.
I mean, okay, look, the police got called, but that's what happens when we hang out.
I mean,
you shouldn't have sex to the cop, dude.
It's a good first run for sure. It's a good first run, and that's what happens sometimes. You just
shouldn't have sex to the cop, dude.
That's exactly what I did.
Okay, we didn't tell Sl3dge that story, did we?
No, I don't think we told Sl3dge.
No, I'm like, what are you talking about? And this is probably not the.
We're not going into this right now. First and foremost, I did not, in fact, sex to cop. But second off, I'll tell you about it later because I don't want to go through everything. There's a little too much personal information in the story.
Oh, come on, just redact the shit out of it.
I'm not going to redact the shit out of it because I can't. There's no good way to redact the shit out of it and make it make sense.
Your family's paranoid as fuck.
Shut the fuck up.
I live in the middle of nowhere.
Stop it. Quit it. Anyway.
All right. Speaking of paranoid as fuck, let's talk about random scammers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, the full post is, of course, on my Mastodon, because it's the only social media I use, and I keep dead naming Zitter. But basically what happened was I like to check my spam emails because some of these are fucking funny. And some of these spam guys don't need to be doing spam. They need to be writing novels with some of these storylines. Like, I am Prince from random place and oh my god, my life is blah 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 blah. But yeah, no. Instead, I'll share the screen so y'all can see the post.
Yeah, we love the Fortnite.
One second. I also got to find the freaking post because Mastodon.
You might have to do something in StreamYard, but let's see.
What is
No, I should have no issues. Give me 1 second.
what is brew? Since you're looking at that, Daniel Gwaz says, I'll be in Math for a night on either side of Rue in June. I have no idea what Rue is.
Like that's me. And I believe that is Bonnaroo, yes.
Okay.
So Sl3dge, you should be able to move to the screen for me. Thank you. Okay. So here is the post I posted on Mastodon. And basically, y'all, it's a story. So I like to read my spam emails.
Emails, they deserve this.
Yeah. So the spam emails are kind of funny sometimes. I always like to just kind of check them and be like, oh, hey, what's up? So everyone, my first name is Evelyn. I don't mind saying that. There's enough Evelyns in the world, and especially in the Deep South, like, come on, Evelyn's a pretty common name. So I noticed that the scammer in question was targeting fuck tons of Evelyns. It was just all Evelyns. It's literally an Evelyn naming list. He just took first names and last names and just tried to run them against Gmail. Okay, cool. And this, I did download the attachment. I checked it. There's no virus. It's just a call this number if you didn't order the blah, blah, blah. So, like, if you're going to be a scammer, can you at least get creative?
You'd be surprised how often that works.
Oh, no. That
is half the battle,
they wouldn't do it. Now, here's the thing. If it didn't work, they wouldn't do it. But you'd think they'd have some kind of shell or some shit in there in case you were smart enough not to call the number.
Nope.
But, like, no.
All it has to do is you get one grandma or something.
Yeah, they didn't even spell the name right.
Yeah,
And,
one grandma, and she'll call and give the money because she doesn't want Norton antivirus for $700.
And, of course, the name is Evelyn. That's an older name. You're going to have a lot of grandmas in here. Like, shit happens, right? Mm-hmm. So, that... whatever. Boring ass spam email. Shouldn't even be talking about this, right? Wrong. You see, there's a certain Evelyn who did not appreciate the scam email. That's right. Evelyn stands strong. This is a scam. Don't click it. With a real phone number that does work and points at a local business owner in a certain area and a real working Gmail in the signature, because this Evelyn gives no fucks. This is the kind of chaos I want to see in my world. But it gets better. So the scammer is like, what the fuck? No one's clicking on this. This got flagged immediately. What did I do wrong? So he goes in and attempts to start sending to Evelyn.randomnumbers. Same last name, aka the forward the email trick, because he thinks he got flagged, right? Same fucking attachment, like down to the same hash. Yeah. Again, I'm not redacting this. Scammer fucking deserves it, but Evelyn's having none of this.
This could be some fun OSINT. If anybody sees this, go ham on this dude.
Go ham on the scammer. Evelyn's cool.
Go ham.
We don't hurt Evelyn. We do not hurt Evelyn. Evelyn's chill. But Evelyn's having none of this shit. And of course, I sent her an email. I'm like, hey, thanks for calling that out. You're cool as shit. You may want to take your phone number out of your signature. And I'm not putting it up here because it is doxing information. Basically, she said her mama got hit by one of these scams before, so now she publicly calls them out every time.
Hell yeah. Good. Excellent.
All the time. And that's the chaotic good I want to see in the world. Fuck yeah. I don't know if you're watching this, Evelyn. You're probably not, because I'm going to just be honest with you. You definitely aren't a cybersecurity person. You put your public phone number in your signature. But, Evelyn, you're fucking chill. And thank you for making my ear.
Based.
So I have another story if you're done with yours.
Yep, go for it.
It regards that comment that I just put on the screen.
The one's dumb enough to call.
Yep, they do. Yeah. That's their target.
So I had a friend call me last week saying she had a friend. Actually, I think she's a mutual friend of me and yours, Alt-key. But there's a friend of a friend basically that owns a horse ranch. She's got a computer with all sorts of shit on it.
Yep, she's a mutual friend.
She got an email from what was supposed to be Geek Squad, and they convinced her to call in. They installed their remote access tool to quote unquote fix the problem, and they installed it as a service, not one of those temporary things. Like, you know, when you have TeamViewer, you can do it like just once versus forever. And one day she started noticing her mouse moving around. And they started freaking out.
Wait,
So it went back up the train or back up the trail through playing phone numbers. And they were like, hey, Steve could help you. And I was like, yeah, I gotcha. So I was trying to get back in communication with those guys because in the log file, you can see the domain that they were calling out to with that C2, with that rat.
Yeah.
And it was already taken down. So I was like, damn it, I was hoping to troll some motherfuckers.
Aww.
You know, I know a guy that's teetering on threat intelligence. It could probably help you figure out who else they were.
So this is
I mean, the threat intel, yeah, maybe.
So a disclaimer to all of y'all watching out there: clean up your C2 infra because don't worry about the hunters or any of that shit. They're doing.
Oh man, we're in it. We're good.
Clean up your C2 infra because you're gonna get your trolled if you don't.
No man, leave it right where it's at. Make it easy for me. Let me come and fuck with you. It'll be fun. I promise you'll have a good time. Ooh.
But I ended up just doing password resets, data recovery, all that, resetting her computer, yada yada yada.
All I hear in my head is, "Why did you redeem it? Why did you redeem it?" That's all I got.
I was really hoping to troll those guys.
Oh man.
Fuck. Oh, it was our class.
Good times.
It's like what set her off though was she was telling me that when she was on the phone with these guys, with them having access to see her computer screen, they asked her to log into her bank account.
Yeah.
And she was like, what? No. Why? And then hung up. But then didn't realize they still had access.
Good old rat. Did I ever tell you guys a story how they almost got me? With the Bitcoin?
Not.
All right. So not even I am, but not even I am susceptible. Invulnerable, I will say. All right, so I get a call one day from my local police department. And I had not heard of this scam before. I had no idea it was a thing. So the guy, and there are a lot of things going on at the time, and I'm worried about all kinds of other things, so it catches me off guard. So this guy, very, very American-sounding white guy, not the usual Indian scammers like you'd think, very American-sounding white guy, is telling me that he's from my sheriff's office, and he's got a warrant out for my arrest, and I need to go pay this sum before I can go to the sheriff's office and get it sorted, whatever. And so I'm like, okay, cool, good. So I'm kind of frazzled, but I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes, because he says that I can't go into the sheriff's office or they'll arrest me. And this is raising red flags, right? So warrant out for my arrest, but I can't go to the sheriff's office and talk to him about it. And for a number of reasons, there's nothing at all. I am squeaky clean. Squeaky clean and should not have a problem here. So he couldn't give me any he couldn't give me any information about this arrest warrant. So he's like, you have to go to this location and pay this money, pay bail or bond or whatever the fuck he said, before I can go to the sheriff's office and do the thing. So I do what I'm told. I jump in my truck and I roll out to where he wants me to go. So, yeah, it was a gas station about 6 miles from the sheriff's department. And he wanted me to deposit money in a Bitcoin ATM. So,
that sounds right.
I was like, this is really good. So in the middle of this call, he hangs up on me and tells me to check the phone number he's calling from, right? So come to find out he's spoofing the phone number for the sheriff's office, to give himself legitimacy.
We totally don't know how to do that.
Really, really good stuff, right? So anyway, as soon as I got to the gas station, I knew exactly what was going on, obviously. So I sat there. I kind of messed with him for another 45 minutes. And the guys in the gas station were just looking at me like I was a fucking idiot. But like I acted like I was on the terminal or whatever, the Bitcoin ATM. But I screwed with him for 45 minutes doing nothing. And he finally just got fed up with me and hung up. After I told him, I said, hey, so I know what you're doing, and I'm glad I could waste your time so you couldn't fuck with my grandma. So you have a wonderful day.
Ah, man, I would have took it further than that.
I had other things to do that day. But
when I know it's a scam, I respond with like, fuck you, you fucking piece of shit. Just go off.
The best thing you can do is waste their time, because if they think they're going to get money, they can't mess with my grandma.
Well, right? Yeah, you troll them as long as you can, and then just unleash.
Yeah, no, there's no reason for that.
Well,
he knows
it's fun to threaten them, too.
Don't care.
Threaten them.
Like,
threaten them.
Why?
Say some dumb shit like, hey, I know your IP. Get them scared.
I ain't worried about it. Point is, I wasted a whole bunch of his time, and it was a great time. But I was, as I said, even I, who literally do this as a living, got caught up one day in my infinite amount of whatever it was that was stressing me at the time. This was middle of last year, I guess. And it was the day they almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow. At least for like
20 seconds.
7 or 8 minutes, I'd give him, because I was kind of running around my house, kind of worried about this. And then he was like, you have to go somewhere, but you can't go to the office and talk to these people. And I'm like, I've got a lot of ties here. I don't think that's how that works. But also, if they have a warrant, they're not going to come to your house, or they're going to come to your house and, kick your door in and call you about it.
Very clever way to be like, hey, you can't talk to the police because I am the police.
As the wheels started turning, and it did take me a few minutes, I'll admit. As the wheels started turning, nothing here started adding up, or none of it added up. So we just went along with the ride just to see where it was going to take me. And so there's a Bitcoin at a gas station, a fair few miles away from my house. And I went to a Bitcoin ATM and fucked with it for about 45 minutes just to mess with a guy.
So both of you guys can attest to that we have been pretty good with phishing engagements lately, right? I've been getting calls from alleged debt collectors.
Good.
And they're trying to ask me for information, like my social and yada yada. And I'm sitting here like, well, can you provide me 3 pieces of information that you know about me before I give you anything?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh, you can't? All right. Nope. Bye.
Mm. Well, the thing is if you're really talking to anybody like that, they're probably not going to call you. They're going to mail you something.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but that could still be a really good fish.
Oh, yeah, sure. And I'm here for that. You mail somebody a QR code. There you go. Like snail mail. There you go. That's the game.
Or make it look like legal documents.
Yep. That's exactly what you do. But email's too easy. If it was snail mail, it's a long con, right? I'm here for it. That sounds like something I would do.
So I'm sitting here talking to this guy on the phone, before I give you this information, do you really know who I am?
What's my special password? It's pickles. No.
It's like I'm asking for information that they wouldn't find on that NVD data breach.
Sure.
Data breach.
The answer is upside down pineapples, but
Yeah.
Well, whatever. It's fine. And
because that NPD data breach, dude,
mm-hmm.
you could almost get anybody.
I somehow haven't seen this. Do you have it?
Hey, yes. Off topic.
You want to
I'll send you a link.
Thank you. Preach.
The torrent's out there if anybody's listening and wants it. Just Google it.
Okay. All right. Well, you and I will talk later. How about that?
Yeah.
Ev's done fucked off. Good. Love that.
No, I'm right here. I'm just also dealing with some interesting individuals right now.
Hey, you always also playing with scammers?
You could say that. It's according to how loosely you call something a scam.
We should get a hold of that scammer callback dude and see if he'll come on. That dude's based. That would be fun. He would be a fun guy to have on this.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
With the
I used to be friends with the guy that was a scammer, and he would totally be down to come on. But
we have
suicide's a bitch.
I feel like we have rest in peace, friend. We have a far enough reach, I guess. I mean, an amount of people that we know. 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. We've got to know somebody that knows that guy.
Yeah.
So speaking of knowing people, we doing DEF CON this year?
I'm already signed up. The Goon call is already locked in, and we're calling. Well, I'm not going to say anything else.
Cool.
Goons are locked in.
I am working my way through it too, seeing if I can't make my way out there. I think we should all do a party out that way. I think that'd be fun.
I mean, I'm in. I should be able to go, especially given the work situation has sorted itself out.
Good.
So, words of advice. Let's switch the topic. Screw DEF CON in and of itself. You're going there to meet people, not go to talks. Do not go to talks. The after parties are what's up.
The talks are recorded.
Yep.
Don't
And
go
now
to the talks. They're recorded unless they're Sky Talks.
You'll see them like a few months later on YouTube, unless you want to pay a couple $100 for a USB stick.
Unless you're going to give a talk.
Yeah, but there are private conferences that go on about things that are too sensitive for the public. Try to weasel your way into one of those. Those are always the cool one. And then go to the parties. Go meet people. Go hang out.
Yep. I actually ended up.
I'm not even going to name drop it yet. I'll mention it to you guys because I want you to go off topic. But there's a couple. Yeah, there's just a lot out there. There's a lot of private conferences going on during DEF CON.
Through a third party friend of ours, Sl3dge and I met at DEF CON. We actually the first time we met was in the Wicked Spoon, and I freaked everybody out because I had what was it, crab shots? The finish off the butter with just took a shot of butter with a little bit of crab meat in it. my buddy Phil was sitting there with us and just freaking hell out because I was downing fucking little cups of butter.
What's wrong with crab shots? I'm from the South. I love myself some butter.
Yeah, he was like, Phil is not like that. Phil is, gotta love Phil. Anyway, he shout out to him. He helped me get into InfoSec, finally break into InfoSec. So like, I owe a lot of my career to that guy. Fucking forever based, bro. Thanks for doing the thing. Yeah.
Is defconparties.com still a thing? Let me see.
If it's not, buy the domain like now.
Oh God, no! Not another fucking domain.
No, this used to be how you track.
How many joke domains do we have as a podcast?
A few. I'd have to go look, but I know I have a few.
I may need to borrow one. Like
you can have whatever you want. That's why I have.
Hey, they still do it. All right, perfect, awesome, hell yeah.
See, what I'm gonna do, Sl3dge, is I'm just
hold on. So defconparties.com. Watch their schedule during DEF CON. This is where you get all the party invites. You can get on the list and go to all the parties. Don't go to talks. Go to the parties. Go meet people. Spend half an hour here, half an hour there, free booze, whatever. Just have fun.
Yeah, I'm just going to follow you guys around. It's much easier. Y'all know people, and I'm just like, I actually have something I can add to a conversation in the InfoSec world now, which is neat.
Yeah.
And don't forget to sneak into all the vendor parties because they have the nicest food. So whenever you get hungry, so make sure you put like a vendor party and then a few others, then a vendor party, then a few others. That way you don't have to pay for Vegas prices for food.
Yeah,
because that pizza's like $40 fucking bucks a slice.
If you're paying for your own food in Vegas, you're an idiot. You are doing it wrong. If you're paying for your food in Vegas during DEF CON, you're an idiot.
And if you're trying to sneak into a party and you don't realize how the service elevators work, you're doing it wrong.
There you go.
You didn't hear that from me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, of course, the disclaimer at the start of this podcast says we're all just talking out our asses and none of this is real because hackers aren't real and it's all Hollywood shit. Yeah, no, hackers are not real and cybersecurity is a lie. And,
we're all in the Matrix. We're all in the
Matrix.
It's all in the Matrix. Oh man.
Well, the new venue is actually pretty dope.
Where is it at?
I don't know. It's the LVCC, Las Vegas Convention Center.
Yeah,
it's pretty sweet.
We lost Paris and Bally's, didn't we? And then the Flamingo.
Yeah, we got kicked out of those.
Lame.
But LVCC is, I would argue, the best so far.
Have you been there? Did they do that last year?
Yeah, I worked there last year.
Cool. All right. So you know what to expect at least.
Yeah, that's the one with all the bomb threats. No, was that the one with the bomb threats? Yeah, I think it was.
I thought that was
I don't. God,
I thought that was Caesar's Forum.
Yes, it was Caesar's. Yes.
Yeah.
All the years bleed together.
It was specifically Caesar's Forum because I remember getting my ass kicked out.
Yeah.
Somebody
the
doing
years
something
bleed together.
Like DEFCON 30 was the bomb. Our bad.
But no, LVCC is so freaking awesome. It's super well structured and organized to where the guys that are like telling people where to go don't have much work to do because it's pretty simple.
Cool. All right.
And then the halls are wide enough to where we don't have to worry too much about fire code.
Good.
It's really nice, I'd say. The only problem is it's so far away from anything. Like you have to get an Uber or a taxi or ride the shuttle bus to get to anywhere for food or anything.
Yeah.
Because the restaurant inside the LVCC
it's like
is
40 bucks a slice of fucking pizza.
I mean, the restaurants suck dick. They're
and
not
the lines
even restaurants.
Forever.
Like they're barely classified as fast food. It's like a food court.
Yeah.
The best food there was a pizza cart from Papa John's, and that was $12 a piece of pizza. It's like, come on.
And it was hidden too. Like you had
it was in the corner.
That.
Yeah, they had it out in the corner.
Rough, buddy.
Yeah, it's like the best food you're going to get is the food you steal from somebody else, which is why I said vendor parties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm sure it'll be fun.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Everything will be great.
It'll be a great time.
It always is. It's like we don't go to DEF CON for DEF CON. We go to DEF CON to hang out with the homies.
Right.
I just want to go as a podcast host now and just be like, hey gang, we're sure here.
We need some merch.
I mean, I'm working on it. Damn.
Oh yeah, the rubber duckies. Rubber duckies.
Oh, okay. All right. So we were talking about doing custom rubber duckies. 3D printed rubber duckies, but with the Counter Surveille logo on them. So 3D printing ducky. You know how we did the dick butts?
Yeah.
Brett did the dick butts. Yeah, but with the Counter Surveille logo on them. Think about it real hard. I'd have to see how I couldn't manufacture that, but I'm sure I probably could just fine.
My dick bug's missing the dick.
Rest in peace, dick butt.
Oh no!
It's just a butt now.
That dick butt's now illegal in a lot of states.
I'm also working on, as opposed to just the wood dice that we had, I've got some resin dice I'm working on, seeing if I can engrave as well. That's a work in progress too. So if you wanted your nonsense, a little bit more D&D-esque, that is on my list of things to FAFO with. And then we've got our attribution dice that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, with this just a 5 or 6. There's one here somewhere. Where's that damn thing? Here we go. This beautiful dice bag with the, I don't think you can see that part. But
yay, back for shiny click-clack rocks. They do shit click-clack rocks. Makes me happy.
The idea that we want to give our attribution dice in velvet bags one-ups the last person that did it.
Yes. And
because they were doing it in paper bags with a business, or plastic bags with a business card.
Rest in peace. Yeah, see, we've got logos, though.
Yeah, and ours looks way cooler.
Yeah, so I ended up getting slightly bigger dice than this, just for continuity's sake. So, yeah, I'm still playing with that, but it's on my list of things to do. I actually made my first print to be able to hold them in place so I can do more than one at once. It's really neat. So, yeah, I'm...
Did that end up working?
Yeah, it worked fine. Thanks for the help.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
Great. I haven't had the opportunity or time to put that to use, but it did fit everything I wanted it to fit. I did have to reprint it once, but for never having done something like that in my life, yeah, it worked fine. So, thanks. Appreciate the help there. So yeah, I've got a lot of things to work on, but we're working on them. They're coming, and we'll have something in the next couple of weeks to months on merch.
Yeah. Man, DEF CON's coming up quick, and I'm sitting here like, man, I gotta get my Glowforge back up.
Yep.
I usually have those wooden coins that I pass out.
Mm-hmm. How are you doing those? Because I'm sure I could probably crank them out on this.
It's kind of tricky doing a double-sided coin on the Glowforge, so it took me about a month to get the templates and everything set up to where you could print one side, cut it, flip it over, print the other side, or and then however you want to do it. Yeah.
I have I've got that X tool as well, the bigger one, that I'm sure I could probably cut with if I wanted to. I don't actually know how deep it'll cut. I know this what the fuck are you? You're a nano? I think you're the nano. Longer nano.
It'd be cool if you could actually print more out for me because I run out every year. The idea is like, being a sock goon on the floor. If somebody kind of helps out, sees what's going on and tells their friends to move away or does something nice, I'll give them a coin. And if somebody wants to give me something, I'll give them a coin, whatever.
Sure.
But I run out every year.
Send me your templates. I'll help you. I can. What do you cut? What do you make them out of? What kind of wood do you make them out of? We'll talk about this on the side. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Okay. Yeah,
I just got to modify. I got to modify it every year for the. Because now we're at what 33, I think.
Some shit like that.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, just get with me later about it. I got to get your hammer too. And
my first DEF CON was 10.
Yeah, we've got to get your hammer too.
I feel so young.
So needy, man. You are so needy, Sl3dge. Damn. Put my ass to work. Jesus.
Yeah, put your tools to work.
I mean, yeah, that too, but you know what I mean. Yeah, send me what you got. And I know you had something else the other day that you wanted me to resin print, and I have no idea what it was. But you said something in the chat the other day about resin printing something, and then I fucked off the Tybee and
it was a badge for something we're not going to talk about on here.
It was big and round, and it looked like a...
Yes, it's a badge for something we're not going to talk about on here.
Okay, hit me. Just let me know. Just let me know what I need, and I'll run it. I've got the same resin printer as you do.
If you still got that STL, it worked on mine. See if it works on yours.
I don't know if I have the STL. Did you?
All right, whatever.
Just
I can send it again.
Send me the STL. Dude, I don't think you understand how much shit's happened in the last month and some change. All right.
No, I get you. I
know you did a lot of driving.
I get you.
The last 3 months have been the longest fucking year of my life. I don't think you understand. You just don't get it. So yeah, we're surviving, but damn, it's been a long year already. So yeah, no.
But yes, this badge that we're talking about is going to be a surprise, and it's going to be rare. If you see it at DEF CON, it's going to be
neat.
Consider it currency.
Neat. Okay. All right. So what you're saying is make an extra because it'll come in handy later.
Yes.
Cool. Got it. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such fun.
We love quest lore. Yeah, we love quest lore. Yeah. Just send me what you got, and I'll run off whatever you need. Don't care. Just give me the deets. I got you. So what else is going on? What's on the what else is on the agenda? Do we have any news or anything like that? Did we prepare for this, or is it just bullshit? Like we
ever prepare for anything, dude?
I mean,
well, to be fair, I don't like having news prepared because every other podcast does that. So it's like, let's just shoot the shit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess we can talk about the Coney Island thing.
Go for it. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So there's currently a meeting being trolled to hell. I am going to not even list the politics and just say at a very high level, because this is not a political cast. There's a casino wanting to buy Coney Island, and Coney Island has taken offense to this, as you can guess they would. So this meeting was not really advertised the way it should have been. It wasn't picked up by the media the way it should have been. But there is a meeting going on right now that has some god tier trolling. Like, we are talking people in there with OBS, showing some Mario Day spirit, because it is March 10th. It is Mario Day. Hey, woo!
I have
Mario,
Mario. Where he's at. Rest in peace. But I love him.
So I am going to simply drop the link and then walk away from the nuke.
Whoops.
If we do not condone anything that is found at this link.
Don't do this.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Don't do this.
Too late. Too late.
This is a poor.
I mean,
poor decision.
y'all are very informed. This link is just to be informed. That's all.
Oh no.
Is it still going on?
Oh,
Yes,
it's
Justin,
only gotten
people
worse.
love
Like,
dice.
it's only gotten worse. Like, we're talking straight up rated X kind of shit.
Oh no.
Apparently someone flashed like live flashed the entire audience multiple times.
Good.
It's an Animal House in there, all right? Like, one of my friends is probably gonna need bail. I mean nothing.
Love that.
This is okay, look, no one even cares about the politics anymore. I think we're all just in here to see what memes are being streamed.
Someone posted the link on 4chan. Oh no.
They didn't just post the link, they posted it multiple times with multiple link shorteners, pretending to be something else.
Oh no.
Like, this is why you really do need to secure your web links. Now, I'm sharing this not, like I said, not for the politics, but because, like I said, god tier trolling, but also as a lesson, because I am not recommending anyone visit this at all. The podcast cannot endorse any of this.
This is just a piece of news we found on the
Right.
internet.
And no one here has done anything with it. This is just as a primary example on why you always need to check your permissions on your web meetings.
And vet your people.
The free flow of information shall not be infringed.
Oh, trust me, it's been infringed. It ain't the only port that got penetrated in this meeting, my friend. I mean, nothing. I have totally not had this on my second monitor.
Hold on, you got their fax number?
Actually, I mean, no, we don't. No, we don't. We totally don't. Totally don't. That's not public domain info.
That would be funny.
That would be hilarious, but also terrible, and we cannot endorse that on a public platform.
Oh, totally not.
Six notches down, man. Just relax.
I know a guy that's never done that before.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I also know a guy that would never do such a thing.
Never. Absolutely not.
In fact, none of us here would ever endorse such a thing, and that reason why that link was shared is a caution for you to not visit it, and definitely not do anything.
Go to.
Do not click that link.
Do not click that link.
The really funny part is if it weren't that, it was just like a Rickroll, that would be phenomenal. That would be so good.
So, comment from the audience is just 2 dots.
That's eyes, friend.
Oh, did you see the Rickroll?
Yeah.
The best Rickroll I've seen ever was check out this latest thing from the Doge department. Can you believe what they just did to XYZ department? And it's got a GitHub link. And then the end of the GitHub link is a Rickroll video. And it hit everybody.
There is.
Yeah, this is just a very spicy Rickroll, and y'all should know better than to trust, Evelyn's with links.
Don't trust Evelyn's with links.
Don't trust Evelyn's with links. Like, we've already gone through this earlier in the cast, and if y'all were paying attention, you would know not to trust an Evelyn with a link.
That's wild.
Totally.
This is genuinely wild.
I'm sorry. You see why I had to not bring it up and definitely not warn anyone.
This is
I'm really tempted to pull it up on the cast, but we can't be liable.
No.
Look, you don't understand. All right, someone's already gone.
We're not doing this. You're not doing it.
We cannot legally put naked bodies on YouTube.
There are so many things that we can't get away with.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Stop that.
Someone went free balling in this meeting, okay? No pants. No shirt. Just
that is not even the worst of it, man.
wiener to the sky, and that is the mildest part of this meeting, okay?
That is tame compared to tame. Very, very tame.
Okay, we can't. I'm sorry. I can't. No, YouTube would murder us. We're already on thin ice, guys. We're already in hot water. We can't be doing that shit. And I just realized I sent y'all the wrong link. Oh, thank God.
Good. Perfect.
So, if y'all really, really want to be very careful, you have to remember that there is totally not a question mark anywhere in that link.
Nice.
That's the question.
Sounds to me like you defanged the link. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Looks like I accidentally defanged the link. Oh, goody. I totally intended to do that because, like I said, I am a good internet citizen and not a bad person.
Define good.
Objective. No.
All right, y'all. We're at an hour and a half.
Yep.
What you call it?
I think so. In fact, I think we totally do not have a meeting to attend immediately after our stream.
Yeah, I got my attorney already.
Okay, good. I think mine's probably ringing the phone off the damn hook.
Yep. Whoops.
All right, y'all.
Yep.
That's the end of this episode.
Probably for
Sl3dge.
better.
Peace.
Don't forget your VPNs and your 7 proxies. Gang, gang.
Gang, gang.
Support Rogers
hurry,
and
hurry.
kill himself. There we go.
Yep. Don't forget to roll your own fucking VPN.
What's his name? Our Lord and Savior, John McAfee also
Linux?
killed himself. There we go.
Oh, our Lord and Savior
Perfect.
talks. Don't forget about Linux. All right.
All right. I can let go. I can let go of the mouse button now.
Do the thing.
Do the
Do the thing.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
Ball the lever.
Wrong lever.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.